Hello, fellow figure skating fans. It's Justin, aka Justin Lambchop, on Twitter, here to make my video on the second Grand Prix competition of the season, the 2015 Skate Canada International. And I am so excited to express my thoughts on this video. But beforehand, I wanted to give two shout outs to my friends. The first one goes out to Elizaveta. Hey, Elizabeth, who is an awesome, rad chick with cool and progressive political views and also loves figure skating as well. Elizabeth, it's been great getting to know you, and I love following you on all social media platforms. You have amazing things to say, and we need more women out there in the world like you. And my second shout out goes to Alokia, who's also a fellow figure skating fan. It's been great getting to know you over the past few months over Skype, and I always love to hear your input on our US skaters, because you have amazing things to say and great insight. All right, so let's get started with my favorite discipline of the competition, the ladies, and my girl, my best friend, my bestie, Ashley Wagner, stole the show. Let's start out with the short program. She debuted her Samba short in competition for the first time, and it was very well received. It earned her a personal best short program score of just over 70 points, and it's been about 2 years since she scored a short program score that high. So this was amazing. Now, the reason why that score was so high, because there were transitions, amazing transitions in and out of the jumps, flow into the choreography. The steps were great. Her spins all received a level 4, and in turn, her program component marks, I think, were the highest that they've ever been as well, averaging to the low to mid 8s, and including the field in the component marks for transitions. So my girl Ashley stepped up her game, which was great. I love the way she looks on the ice. She looks a lot more fit now than she did a month ago in training videos that were posted on YouTube. So that was great to see. Her triple flip, triple toe combination was completely rotated and rewarded with all positive grades of execution points. That is just awesome. This girl knows how to give sexy in the face, sexy in the body, and I love the shimmy throughout the program. She sold it. In fact, my favorite move in the short program are the steps and the movements after the triple combination. That just doesn't seem like something Ashley would have done a few years ago. She might have just done the jump and gone straight into steps into the spin, but she's really paying attention to all the choreography, so that's great. She had a 7-point lead over Japanese skater Yuka Nagai in second place, and that gave her a great cushion going into the long program, where she did really well as well. Obviously, you know that she won the competition, but she skated a little tentative. She was nervous. I love the reworking of the Moulin Rouge program. Love what they did. I think they made the appropriate step changes in the beginning to make the program seem different enough. However, I do think some more changes are needed in the future that I think will actually happen as the season progresses. But Ashley Wagner landed everything, which was great. I was nervous, but she had 2 jumps called under rotated, and it was a triple toe at the end of the flip toe combination and the triple salchow in the loop salchow combination, which was understandable, but she stayed on her feet, and I think that was a great feat for her. Let's see what else about that program. Her triple lutz, which she only did one in the long program at the end, did not receive an edge call. It received an exclamation point, so she still got full credit for the rotation and the edge. And I'm just so happy for Ashley. She also received a personal best score of 131 in the free skate. So 3 personal bests for Ashley Wagner this weekend. Short program, long program, and overall score, which was so great. I am just so happy. I don't think the competition could have gone any better for her. She needed this big win with the big point margin ahead of Elizaveta Tuktamysheva from Russia. You know, I don't think she peaked too soon, because there are other people saying that they think she did, because there's still room to grow. Rotating your triple jumps, that long program, she seemed a little tired and tentative. I would like to see her skate that completely relaxed by nationals or the Grand Prix final, which probably will happen. Last year, I think she peaked around the Grand Prix final and nationals as well. So I think this is a great start for her. Now, it ended up being an okay competition for the winner of the silver medal, Elizaveta Tuktamysheva from Russia, the reigning world champion. Really struggled in the short program. Let's see, only did a double axel, and then stepped out of her triple toe combination, and then only did a double lutz, which receives 0 points in the current judging system with the new rules this year in the short program. I believe that placed her in 7th place after the short program. In my personal opinion, I thought that was being generous. I don't think that her program component marks should have been over 30 at all. I probably would have placed her in 9th place after the short program, but she's a world champion now, so she receives extra padding on the program component marks. Let's see, in the long program, by surprise, she was able to pull up to be 2nd overall. And she actually won the free skate portion over Ashley Wagner by about 2 points. But she was just so far behind in the short program that she was 2nd overall. I am proud of her for coming back in the long program, landed most of her jumps. She just turned out of the triple axel, and it was also called under rotated. But she landed everything, and she seemed to have a spark back in her eyes, and she seemed more satisfied with her skate. But I think the program is very empty. I don't feel the music with her this season, either the short or the long. I think the short is a really dark piece of music for her, and the long program I cannot get into. She does a lot of like long circular skating as if she's going into a triple axel, which she only does in the beginning. Very bare with the choreography. I would like to see her compete against Malasada, because then I think then the judges will kind of put the scores in line between the two of where they should be, because I think Elizaveta right now is being overscored, especially in the program component marks. They should not be that high. The good thing, though, is that in the long program, Elizaveta's program component marks were 34, and Ashley Wagner's were around 38. So that was good. Good to see. And I think that was rightfully so. The difference should be about a 4-point margin based on how they skated at Skate Canada. But the question remains, how will Elizaveta perform going forward the rest of the season? Because this is the first season that she's really defending her title and her reputation. So there's more pressure on her. Whereas last year, there wasn't any pressure. She just wanted to go out, skate, and recover from not making the Olympic team. The good thing about her mishaps in the short program is that she is not, we realize that she's not perfect all the time, which I think a lot of us expected her to be. So, in a future competition, if it's Elizaveta versus Ashley Wagner, we just can't be so quick to assume that Elizaveta is gonna come out on top, at least not this season. Yeah, so interesting things to think about. Hopefully Elizaveta and Ashley go at it once more at the Grand Prix final. That would be very fun to see. Now, congratulations to the winner of the bronze medal, Yuka Nagai from Japan. It was her Grand Prix debut on the senior circuit. And for 3rd place, there was actually 3 girls who were close enough in points to get the bronze medal, and Yuka Nagai came out on top, mainly because she had a lead with her short program. Now, Nagai is a really good skater. Obviously, her first year in the senior ranks, there's improvements to be made, fluidity on the ice, refinement, but her musicality is actually really good. I feel like she feels the music, and she has a secret weapon, and it is a triple lutz triple toe combination, cleanly landed in both short and long program, with positive grades of execution, points rewarded to her, which is great. A new up-and-comer for Japan. I can definitely see it, especially beating out her teammate Kaneko Murakami. So very good for Yuka. I really like her. I can't wait to see her improve. I think she's got a good technical base. I didn't see what her second Grand Prix assignment is, but I'm definitely excited to see her skate again this season. Now, I'm going to move on to another highlight of the ladies' discipline, and that is fifth place finisher Gabrielle Daleman, who is my Canadian girl. I love her so much. She was eighth after the short program and skated a very clean long program, and she was actually third in the free skates. And she was mostly clean on all of her jumps. She stayed on her feet. She really felt the music and got into the choreography. I'm excited to see her potentially put two clean programs together later on in the season because I think she can really make a statement on the international scene as reigning Canadian champion. I'm very excited for that. It was really great to see her being happy about her skate. All right, now let's move on over to the men's discipline. The winner of the gold medal, not by surprise to many, is former world champion Patrick Chan of Canada, making his debut after taking all of last season off. And he won the title with his magnificent long program. I'm not gonna lie, I never really paid too much attention to Patrick Chan in the past because if you know me, I tend to not love skaters who are kind of, overhyped. So I didn't see a lot of Yuna Kim, didn't see a lot of Malasada, also did not see a lot of Patrick Chan. But this season I'm different because he was out of the picture last season, so I'm very curious to see all of his programs. Man, that guy has amazing edges and skating skills. It's no wonder he's rewarded such high program component scores, like low to mid nines. That's amazing. He even got, I think, a lot of tens for his long program. Edges are just smooth, clean, long. It's almost like he's a ballerina floating on ice. Just so good. Let's see. Struggled in the short program. I think he popped a jump, and then he fell on his triple axel. But he still ended up in, I think it was second place, but it was practically tied for first place because the three guys in the top three spots were just like less than a point away from each other. So he was second place, but his long program, the quad was great. Same with the triple axel. Listening to what everyone else is saying, he did look out with Yuzuru making plenty of mistakes on his jumps. So in the future, Patrick Chan is going to have to work towards gaining maybe two clean quads because he popped his second intended quad toe and two triple axels. I don't think that should be too much of a problem for Patrick, but then again, I haven't followed his skating closely the past few years. But from what I can see, his program component marks can very well carry him to the top of the podium despite minor technical errors. He is that great. Now moving on to the silver medal winner, Yuzuru Hanyu, a reigning Olympic champion from Japan. I'm a fan of Yuzuru Hanyu. Struggled in both the short and long program. I believe he was like eighth after the short program, really struggling. When you miss the quad and that's your strong element, that's difficult. And when your triple turns into a triple double, that's a big loss in points, especially when you're in a men's field where a lot of quads are being skated in the short and skated cleanly. So that really hurt Hanyu. He came back strong though for the free program and he ended up being in second place. Not a perfect skate by any means. He was able to land two quads perfectly clean, and then the third one, with the hand down, but ended up popping and falling on other jumps, so that really hurt him. Also seemed really exhausted at the end of his program. I think that's the norm, though, but I don't know. I don't like feeling worried for skaters about their health, so I hope, he's not pushing himself too hard. You know, maybe Yuzuru would have been better off with just doing two quads and allowing the rest of his triples to be completely clean. Then he probably could have had a better chance of claiming gold here, with the mistakes that Patrick made in the short program. Yeah, not my favorite programs of Yuzu's, but Yuzuru's. I can't say names today. Sorry, Yuzuru's, but still good. Just as artistic and lyrical as ever. In my opinion, great edges. I think he just needs to work on endurance. I would like to see him, you know, hold his breath a little better throughout that second half of the program. But this is Yuzuru Hanyu. We're gonna see him skate really well throughout the rest of the season and receive amazing scores. I have no worries in that regards at all. And another fellow Japanese skater was on the podium at Skate Canada, and that was Yuzuru's teammate Daisuke Murakami. And he's coached by Frank Carroll and trains in California, and really had a good skate to win the bronze medal here. Was leading after the short, but just barely over Patrick Chan. And in the long program, I actually thought it was a really good skate. I really enjoyed his long program. Landed two quads. They looked beautiful. The only major setback was that he ended up losing steam at the end of the program. You could see he was so tired during his footwork, and that last spin looked like it was so difficult for him to complete. But it was a really good and relatively clean program. I'm actually proud of him. The reason why he's in third is because he lags a little bit on the program component scores compared to Yuzuru and Patrick, but that's understandable because those two are amazing male skaters. So Daisuke has some improvements to do there, but he's already a great artist on the ice. I don't have any worries for him. And towards the end of his program, he turned some of his intended triples into doubles, probably from the lack of endurance. So as soon as he fixes those issues up later this season, I think he can really be a top contender at Worlds, potentially top 6. I think that's very realistic for him. And then I also wanted to mention USA skater Adam Rippon. It was very great of him to finish 4th here in a very deep field in the men's disciplines. Obviously did struggle a lot in the short and the long with his quad luts. I'm wondering if there's another quad in his arsenal that he could be performing in skates, potentially a quad sow or quad toe, because it is heartening to see the quad being one of the major factors that keeps him down in the standings, as well as the triple axel, which is not consistent, as we saw here as well. But I think a 4th place in this deep field is very respectable for Adam Rippon. So I'm really happy for him. All right, now let's discuss the last discipline that I will be talking about in my video, and that is pairs. To no surprise to many, Meghan Duhamel and Eric Radford of Canada, reigning world champions, skated away with the title. We all saw that coming, and they had 2 really good skates here. They did not concede to the pressure of living up to their reputation. They skated a very clean short program with a massive score of 72. The only mistake was Eric put a hand down on his side-by-side triple lutz, but that's nothing compared to how great their lifts were and very smooth across the ice. They had a really amazing connection with each other. I'm gonna be honest, they were never, and I mean never, my favorite team, but I really liked their programs. I liked how they skated this weekend. Their short program, To Your Song, it's kind of cheesy, but I love a lot of cheese, so I welcome it. And their long program, To the Adele Song, is also very great. They went for the quad sow, and it was landed really well. I'm very impressed. Meghan Duhamel is such an athlete. Oh, yeah, it gives me chills just thinking about it. They did so well. And, I don't want to keep talking because they're just so good. I don't know what to say. It is gonna be interesting to see how a clean Megan and Eric compares to a clean Sui and Han from China, because they're also working on quad throws as well. So maybe that's something we can look forward to seeing this upcoming year. Do you guys want to place any bets? Who do you think will beat out over the other? I have an idea, but I'll save that for a later time. Now, I'm going to skip over the Russians who finished in second, because I'm not going to lie, they didn't really interest me that much. I was super interested to see the teams that placed in third and fourth place. Let's start with the bronze medal winners, Kirsten Towers and Michael. Can't say his last name right now, but Michael. Really I really saw a lot of improvement from them this sorry, can't talk, this weekend. That was an amazing debut for them. Gosh, short program. I feel like they just instantly gelled and connected more with each other than I had ever seen of all last season. They looked happy to be skating with each other. Their elements looked bigger and better. The only critique I have is for Michael. Whenever he lifts up Kirsten, his butt tends to stick out, and that just doesn't look pleasing to the eye. He should try to have a straighter back when doing the lifts. So hopefully that's something that improves over time. And then the long program of theirs I liked as well. The only big mistake they had was failing to do a lift, which was a loss of major points. So it was close for them to get the bronze medal here, but they looked really good. I think they could even contend for the silver medal at Canadian Nationals this year. So that's going to be an interesting competition to follow as well. And then I also liked seeing the Grand Prix debut by Marissa Castelli and Mervin Tran. Oh, it was great. I was a little worried because they weren't doing as well in their senior Bs as I had wanted them to, struggling with their technical elements. And don't get me wrong, they still struggled this weekend as well in their competition, but still strong enough to end up in fourth place, so in the top half of the list of competitors, so that's great. Mervin definitely needs to work on his solo jumps. Those were an issue in the short program and in the long program. Marissa doesn't look like she's having too many problems with them. Obviously, there is a mishap in the long program, but I think Mervin definitely needs to spend extra time, getting that triple Salchow and the triple toe. But otherwise, connection, you could tell they get along just by watching them skate on the ice, and it's great. And I feel like they're just friends, but they're able to give off the chemistry of dating each other on the ice, which is what the viewers want, honestly. Their programs are good. I like their short program better than their long. Maybe I like their short program better because this is the second season that they've had it, and I'm more comfortable with it, and therefore they skate better to it in competitions. I'm still warming up to the long program. I like the idea of it, and I just think it may be a tad too cheesy for me with the Journey songs. Granted the fact that I actually like cheesy stuff, it may be a little too cheesy for me. But hey, at least it's not the Glee version, as Mervin Tran said in an interview. So that's great. But yeah, I really liked seeing Marissa and Mervin, and I hope they continue to do well. Do I think they're ready to challenge Alexa and Chris for the national title? Not really, but they can definitely end up on the podium. And it would be cool to see them on the world team. So I wish them the best of luck in their second Grand Prix. And that concludes my video. What do you all think? Leave comments. Let me know if you agree or disagree with anything. And then hopefully I will see you all again next week for my video recap of Cup of China. Yes. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all then. Bye-bye.